Welcome back. Kip Swim said he would be happy if he raised $500 for a trip to Honduras to help needy children. Then Ephrata pitched in. After running for nearly 5 hours on Saturday at the Kiwanis Field track at Ephrata High School, Swim finished with more than $2,000 in donations. He credited iFIBER 1 News for helping him surpass his goal by airing his story last week about his effort to volunteer for the Honduras Child Alliance. Swim, a 25-year-old Ephrata High School graduate, said he was departing Wednesday for Honduras. He was a football running back for the Ephrata Tigers when the team went to the state playoffs 7 years ago. A driver was injured after reportedly falling asleep at the wheel while driving on State Route 243, about 11 miles south of Mattawa, on Monday night. Adam Miller, a 31-year-old Wenatchee resident, was driving a 2013 Chevrolet Cruze south on the highway when he drove off the road to the right and overcorrected. According to the Washington State Patrol, the car rolled sideways and came to rest on its wheels. Miller was taken by ambulance to Cadillac Medical Center in Richland for injuries. He was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. The State Patrol determined Miller allegedly fell asleep at the wheel, and he was cited for negligent driving in the second degree. In Northwest news, Gonzaga University has paid $400,000 to the family of Christopher Gormley, a student from Everett who died on a kayak trip organized by the school. The 18-year-old Gormley was one of 7 people on a kayak trip to Rock Lake in Whitman County on April 1st, 2012. The city of Spokane also paid $550,000 to Gormley's estate, a payment approved by the city council this week. The Spokesman Review reported that about 30 minutes after launch, 3 men, including Gormley, capsized in single-seat kayaks in rough, wind-whipped water. The other 2 made it to shore. Rescuers found Gormley in the water wearing a life jacket. He was taken to the hospital but died from hypothermia. Firefighters battled a 2-alarm fire at a building in Seattle's Fremont neighborhood Tuesday afternoon. It started in a metal finishing shop that works with military aircraft and aerospace parts. The building, owned by ASCO Plating, had 20 employees inside. They all got out safely. A worker at the scene says it was an electrical fire in a machine. The worker said there were a lot of chemicals inside and that it could have been worse. One home in northeast Portland is really turning heads. Photojournalist Michael Driver checked out the bright pink home and what it represents.
I think everybody in the neighborhood that's driven by here kind of had that same thought probably. What were they thinking?
The homeowners allowing us to do this really says a lot about the neighborhood.
It definitely stands out. Really, a pink house?
Our initial reaction was that of shock.
Seriously?
But ultimately, once they hear the story, they think it's fantastic.
Really? Yeah. That's why?
Most of us have been affected from cancer in one way or the other. For me, it was the loss of my grandmother about 4 years ago. And then more recently, we watched a friend of ours, Lori, pass away from IBC.
Lori began the hunt for hope in 2011 because she dreamed of preventing others from suffering as she did.
You know, as a local contractor, you know, we're always generating different ways to, you know, affect our community.
We're looking at somebody that's dealt with it personally and trying to do their best to bring it to the forefront and just show their support. And how much bigger can you go than that? I mean, that's huge.
I kind of want that house to be purple, this one to be green, and that one to be, or they should all be pink. How about that?
Breast cancer awareness.
It's great.
And I love pink.
It's not about the money spent on doing this or the time allocation. You know, a day and a half of my time means nothing compared to what this could mean if it prevents someone from dying from this disease.
That's beautiful.
It's definitely a visual reminder of things that we need to do as a community, and people need our help. So.
And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.